Hello my darlings, hope you're all doing well. Blushly here. In this reading we're going to be finding out whether you guys have already met your future spouse, your significant other, your ultimate boo as I like to call them. So 3 options for today's reading. Option number 1 with the heart, option number 2 the fluorite, and option number 3 with lapis lazuli. See which one you're mostly drawn to. Don't overthink it. Let's go ahead and get started. Option number 1, and welcome to your reading, guys. If you were drawn to the spotted heart, get comfy. Think about yourselves. Think about your future spouse. Envision it. There's something about a choice that's coming through. It's very interesting. Even before I started getting the cards out of the deck, they're telling me something about a choice that you're going to make in the near future. Something that could change things very strongly for you. All right, let me stick with the energy of the reading first, and then we'll see if anything about the choice comes through. All right, do you know your future spouse already? The Star. It's a person at a distance. When we're talking about the Star, for some of you, you might be thinking that, or you might be asking, literally, if a particular star, a singer, a composer, a movie star, is your future spouse. And I will say for some of you, yes, if that really resonates with you, regardless of how unlikely it might seem to others, it does feel like this is your future spouse. And the way that you're going to meet is very, very interesting. It's going to be all very fated, and the kind of saying, it will feel like it's chance, but you will know it wasn't chance. Regardless of whether your future spouse is famous or not, what I'm definitely seeing over here, my darlings, is that your future spouse is at a distance at this particular moment, right? It could be that they're working overseas. It could be that they're traveling, but they actually live next to you. But in this very moment, when you're watching this video, your future spouse is at a distance. This is especially going to resonate with those of you guys who are in a long distance relationship and you feel like there's a very strong connection to this particular person. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see whether you already know your future spouse or not. But what I want to say, guys, before we proceed, this is a very good sign. Because a lot of times in my readings, when it comes to future spouse, I find that energy of resistance, maybe not having healed completely, or having a lot of internal blocks when it comes to love. For you, I see that you have done a lot of healing already, that you're actually ready for love, you're ready for commitment. Yeah, okay, I like that. Nine of Wands. Four of Wands. Okay, so back to that choice, guys. It feels like there is going to be a choice of a new direction, some sort of new direction that's coming through. Here with the Seven of Cups, it's the energy that for the majority of you, you haven't met your future spouse just yet. I want to say like over 90%, guys, you haven't met your future spouse just yet. For some of you, you already know who he or she is. Like I said, if we're talking about somebody popular, somebody you know who could potentially be your future spouse, Yes, but you haven't actually met them face to face. For some of you, there's a very strong connection when we're talking like a heart-to-heart connection, right? Almost telepathic. Might sound weird to some people, but you and I know that there is this special connection to your person even before you meet them. And sometimes you might question that connection yourself. You'd be like, am I going crazy? Who am I talking to in my head? But you keep getting replies, and it's not just wishful thinking. And there is going to be some sort of choice when we're talking about direction. What I'm seeing over here, this is very interesting because you will have quite a few people being interested in you. It could be that your future spouse is also somebody who is very athletic, somehow connected to sports. But they're a very competitive person, guys. A very competitive person, a very strong personality over here. And your future spouse is going to be one of the few people who are going to be interested in you. But here, you're going to give your heart to only the one, to your future spouse. And I do see, my dears, that again, 90% of you know you haven't met your future spouse yet. Now, I do have a new oracle, and I do want to try it out because it's very much about timing. I'm not promising you anything because this is a general reading, but let's give it a try. Let's see if we can get an exact timing as to when you will get to meet your future spouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 options. I'm going to put down 3 cards face down, and you, my dears, choose card 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. If you need more time, pause the video. Let's go ahead and take a look. If you were drawn to card number 1, when are you most likely to meet your future spouse? On the time of full moon. So nothing very specific over here, but again, the star and the moon, I feel like for a lot of you, you might have already met them, but again, it feels like they're not willing to be very, very specific. The star talks again about the timing, being a little bit more distant, okay? But you will meet them at the time of the full moon. That's what the oracle has to say. Okay, if you guys were drawn to option number 2, let's go ahead and take a look at the timing. Now's the best moment. Oh my God, guys. Like literally any moment. And for you, I feel you're that very small percent that you already met your future spouse. Or guys, you're about to meet them a couple of weeks. Very, very soon. They're saying like now, literally. Now. Okay. And if you're drawn to the 3rd card, let's go ahead and take a look at when you will meet your future spouse. 9 months later. Pretty straightforward. I really like that. So this is a timeless reading. This is 9 months from whenever you're watching it. All right, guys. The cards are very talkative when it comes to you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it resonated. If you're up for a personal reading, send me an email. The email's in the description box below the video. And of course, do check my Patreon page out with over 170 exclusive videos, additional discounts on personal readings, and much, much more. All right, my darlings, take care of your beautiful selves now. Bye. My lovely option number 2. And welcome to your reading, guys. Get comfy as I'm shuffling the cards. Say your name out louder in your head helps you better connect to the energies of the reading. All right, let's find out whether you already know your future spouse. Wow. You guys are somebody who's so respected, high standards. Okay. I love this energy of the Empress, but with people with the Empress energies, guys, it can be so sometimes so difficult to find the right partner because the Empress, she usually doesn't settle for the kings or knights or definitely not pages, obviously, but she or he goes for that Emperor energy, right? So that it's in perfect balance. The Empress is usually somebody who is either very experienced when it comes to relationships, or is somebody who's an old soul who was raised with the right values, right? Let me see if the Emperor is going to come through. You're like, blush, Lily, give me strength to deal with those people around me. Fanny was talking about pages. Pages are not bad at all, but they're usually people who are younger, who are a little bit immature and experienced. They don't really understand what comes with like a good, healthy relationship. They're usually not ready for it. They're more like no strings attached sort of thing. Having fun. I mean, there's purpose for all stages and all people, but over here, my darlings, no, no. For some of you, you might be, somebody with a child already, like a beautiful single parent, and you have a lot of things to consider. Because you definitely don't want to waste your time. You're like, I'd rather be by myself than waste my time with somebody who doesn't appreciate me. And that's absolutely fantastic. But from what I can see so far, like, you guys might be very good when it comes to your job. Because what I'm seeing is that you're being recognized and you might have a lot of other aspects of your life in order. But when it comes to love, it doesn't feel like it. You're getting compliments, you're getting noticed, but again, it's not your level. It's not like you don't, it's this energy where you're like, I'm tired of having to explain to a person the way that they should behave. You know what I mean? It's like explaining to an adult how to be an adult. And you're like, I don't want to do that. I just want to meet an adult without having to explain. And they're telling me that you have choices, but all of those choices, they're just not you. So you might be on dating websites. You might be kind of dating around or looking around. But what I'm seeing over here, guys, is that no, there's no energy that matches yours. There's a colleague that really likes you, by the way. I don't know if he's married or in a relationship, but he really likes you. Might be somebody from the finances department. I don't think he's going to do anything about it, he or she, but, you do definitely have people who really like you, but again, you might even have gone to a psychic, you might even have traveled and somebody told you that you will meet your future spouse when you travel, and you're like, okay, let's go, let's see, and then you're like, I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed. You see, you had so many people over here promising you the world, the moon, and it just went crumbling down. It was just, wow. You might still be a little bit sad about it, guys. Okay, but what I'm seeing is no, you don't know your future spouse. You haven't met your future spouse yet. But you will get married again. Or you will get married. Because here he is. He's like, I'm here. I'm here. Throughout it all, I'm here. So maybe you needed to go through certain things also to get to that Empress energy. Now, what I want to do right now, guys, is I want to take a little sneak peek at the timing as to when you could be meeting your future spouse. You know what I want to do? I want to energetically bring you two closer together. And what I'm going to do next, guys, is I'm going to pull out 3 cards from this time oracle, and we'll see if it's going to be willing to answer your question. Choose one of the 3 cards. Yeah, simple. It's like a choice within a choice within a choice. All right, that's card number 1. Card number 2. Card number 3. Choose one of the 3 cards. Don't overthink it. The first one that came to you. All right, when can you possibly meet your future spouse? If you guys were drawn to the first card, in 3 months. Beautiful. If you were drawn to the second card over here, when can you possibly meet your future spouse? When someone guides you. Interesting. I will open this up a little bit more. Let me see. First, something must end, and then we have the guidance for the Hierophant. If you guys were drawn to the card number 2, see which connection, emotional, physical, maybe official, you still haven't finished. Because it needs, like, a space needs to be freed up over here. And you're going to be guided. Like, it will feel like a synchronicity, but you're going to be guided to your future spouse. Okay. All right, my darlings, if you were drawn to the third card, let's see when you could be meeting your future spouse. After bypassing a small obstacle. Okay, so kind of feels very near. Let's take a look at the small obstacle that you need to bypass. It feels very, very near, guys. Okay, so the question, the answer over here to your question is, I want to say when you go out, when you guys, it feels like that small obstacle is where you guys don't really feel like going out, or maybe you're not feeling too well. It's this energy, you know, that this could also be happening 3 months from now. I don't know why it's coming through, that maybe for all of you it feels like it's 3 months. 3 to 4 months over here. I just want to say, you know, when you feel a little bit better and you're ready to go out. Yeah. For some of you, it will happen at some sort of award ceremony. It could be conference, it could be some sort of expo, it could be rewards, being given out rewards, being given out awards, things like this. It's some sort of event that's connected to this. So maybe you didn't want to go. The cards are kind of suggesting that, you know, maybe you should, darling, maybe you should. It just could be like some sort of corporate event. All right, my dears, that's what I have for you, my lovely option number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. If you're up for a personal one, all you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description box below the video. And of course, to check my Patreon page out with over 70 now already, exclusive videos, additional discounts on personal readings, and much, much more. So make sure to check it out. Alright, my darlings, take care now. My lovely option number 3. And welcome to your reading, guys. Get comfy. As I'm shuffling the cards, say your name out loud or in your head. Helps you better connect to the energies of this reading. Alright, now then, let's take a look. Have you already met your future spouse? Do you already know them? Your ultimate boo? You're thinking that it could be one of the two people, or it could be that for some of you guys, you've been married before and you're wondering, whether you'll get married again. So yeah, you will get married again. And for those of you who've never been married, this is the energy where it could be one of the two people. Let me see. So this is quite interesting because for some of you, what I'm seeing is an ex coming back. Maybe somebody, like I said, it's going to be interesting for some of you. Okay, guys? And if it doesn't resonate with you, choose one of the other two options or skip this part. But what I'm seeing, for some of you, your ex is coming back. Somebody you already have a child or children with, right? And there's this energy of flame. The flame is back. This is what they're saying. Like they had to walk away to realize certain things, and they're coming back. And for some of you, what I'm seeing is a story of you marrying your previous partner for the second time around. It happens. It happens. Maybe you needed some time apart to grow. If that doesn't resonate with you, if you don't have children with anybody, if you don't have a partner whom you would even consider taking back, let me see. With one of the people, the story is over. You're thinking it could be one of the two people with one of the persons. The story is going to be over pretty soon. Why? They're not ready for commitment. They're not ready for commitment. They like you, there's romance, but when we're talking about family, when we're talking about something serious, they're not ready. They're either too young with all of that page energy coming through, and there's a very big difference in how you want to live your life when you're married, how you want to raise your children. Like, when there's just two people, they like each other, but when it comes to raising a family, when it comes to doing things together, two very, very strong opposing opinions. It's incompatible with the long term. So, if you're somebody who thinks that, you should save up for college, this person is thinking, we should just party and spend our money and, or invest it into something very questionable. The same goes for like finances in the family, all of those important things that need to be discussed. It could also be difference of methods of bringing the children up and where to live and so on and so forth. So with one person, what I'm seeing, even if you're kind of hoping that this is your future spouse, but the majority of you it isn't. But again, this is a general reading, guys, so keep that in mind. What about the other person? The same cards. Look at this. The same cards. Unbelievable. Yes, with the other person, very possibly yes. So I want to say, yeah, you know your future spouse. It's one of the two people you might be thinking about if you're in that situation. It's one of the two people you know, one of the two people that are interested in you, one of the two people that are interested in, that you are interested in as well. But it feels like maybe they're at a distance, or there's somebody who travels or has to do like something with transportation and things like this. Boats, cars, you name it. But yeah, this is going to be your future spouse. But either way, option number 3, you know them. Let me try and get the timing. I did it for the other 2 options. So of course I'm going to do it for you as well. Now, how do I do it? How do I do it so it's clear for everybody? Because option number 3, you already know your future spouse. So I'm not going to ask the question of when you're going to meet them, but I'm going to ask the question of when there will be connection, or when something of significance happens. I just want to get the timing, and then I'll pull out that thread and see what that timing is about. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 cards for you to choose from. Take a good look at them. They're exactly the same. Choose just based on your intuition. 1, 2, or 3. Okay, if you need more time, pause the video because we're going to reveal the mystery. Alright, if you were drawn to the first card, guys, after defeating your strongest enemy, this is interesting. So for a lot of you, I feel that at this particular moment, your strongest enemy could be your wishful thinking when it comes with regards to somebody. Yeah, they're saying like once you defeat wishful thinking, certain illusions you might have about the person, then the connection becomes stronger. It happens. If you were drawn to the second card over here, when you hit the pinnacle, this is very important because they did give me the card of the 6 of Wands. So when it comes to, like, there's a particular person, one of the 2 people that I was talking about, they come through after you get some sort of achievement, some sort of reward, some sort of, I want to say accreditation, yeah? Something along those lines. So the first 2 are not being very specific. The third card, let me see. Taking a different path. When you choose to change something. A lot of those things, they depend on you. Pretty much all of those things depend on you, guys. After taking a different path. Here, literally, I'm going to say that, you know, when you have to travel a different path. This could be while traveling. This could be while having to go to a place where you haven't been to before. This is coming through very, very strongly. Okay, my lovely option number 3. Because all of those, they talk about like next level, this, like a particular person approaching you, you meeting this person again and kind of striking up a conversation. And here I want to say that this particular card talks more about that ex energy coming back. Okay, my lovely option number 3. That's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading that resonated. If you're up for a personal reading, do send me an email. The email is in the description box below this video. So it's the link to my Patreon with over 170 exclusive videos, additional discounts, and much, much more. So definitely worth taking a look. All right, my darlings, take care now. Bye.